What's up everyone, Alex here. So March was a very surprising month in that I was expecting to play a ton of Unicorn Overlord the whole month, but then Dragon's Dogma 2 came around and surprised the heck out of everybody. And that's like one of those games that don't come around often, like the ones that really genuinely surprise you and have people like really talk about it on the regular, for better or worse. And I'll get to that whenever I make my review, if I ever make one for the game. But April is also looking to be a fairly busy month with a few titles that are outside of the JRPG periphery, but certainly there is like one or two games that are actually noteworthy that I want to highlight in this particular video. So let's go talk about them right now. I've always been a fan of the Ori games, like those Metroidvanias that were released first on the Xbox platforms and PC. So when I heard that they were making an action RPG that they're gonna have an early access for on PC on April 18th, with the name No Rest for the Wicked, I immediately thought, oh, this is gonna be an isometric Diablo-style Western action RPG, right? But what was really surprising about this is that in a recent interview, the developers kind of started talking about that this game that they're making is an action RPG that nobody else has made before, taking a lot of inspirations from other genres that you wouldn't expect, like Souls games or fighting games for that matter. And there's even aspects of multiplayer here that has player housing and farming, and this is really crazy and nuts if you think about it, because even like something like Diablo 4 doesn't have the scope of like what this game is attempting to do. So if you're really curious about this game, take a look at the trailer right now and see how gorgeous and beautiful it is. And if you do have a PC and you want to support this game, they do have an early access for the game on April 18th. And if you do play this game, let me know what you think of it in the comments, because I am really curious about how this game is going to turn out. Admittedly, the SaGa games are quite a hit or miss for me, because some games are really classic, like Final Fantasy Legend 2, which is actually a SaGa game. And then there's games like Saga Frontier 2, which looks very beautiful with its painterly aesthetic, but I remember not liking it so much. So when SaGa Emerald Beyond was announced to be coming out on April 25th on PlayStation platforms, Switch, and PC, needless to say, like I was a little bit skeptical. However, when we really talk brass tacks here, SaGa Emerald Beyond is a turn-based RPG that is trying to bring back the spirit of classical SaGa games. And that's actually a very good thing, because I feel like the SaGa games are still trying to find their identity. But looking at like SaGa Emerald Beyond, it's got that gorgeous art style that seems to be very prevalent in the entire series, and I applaud them for really trying their best to create an experience that is uniquely their own. Of course, jury's out whether it's going to be good or not, but I, for one, am really excited to see how it's going to turn out, and hopefully I can check out the game when it comes out. All right. So everybody is talking about the look of the main character in Stellar Blade, and I can certainly understand that. But to me, I'm more interested in how the game plays, especially given how the developer is very quick to just throw out the name Nier Automata, making people think that there might be some deeper philosophical meaning behind this character and what's going on in the world, and maybe some open world shenanigans. But personally speaking, despite what the developer says, what I'm expecting Stellar Blade to be is this incredible character action game that has really good action and great graphics, of course. And that's really the bare minimum for me. If it somehow exceeds that, and it does meet a lot of the expectations that they've set by invoking Nier Automata's name, then that is great. That's really fantastic. I don't know if I'm still going to review this game, but this is certainly one of those games that I'm really looking forward to, because my PS5 needs more exclusive, guys. Like, come on. And this is definitely one of those exclusives that I'm really looking forward to playing if I get a chance to do so. And in case you forgot, Stellar Blade is coming out on April 26th, and it's coming out on PS5. Have you played the Sandland demo? Because I did, and I was about to make a video on that demo, and I felt that I shouldn't make a video on something that I don't have anything nice to say about. Now hear me out. I'm not saying that the game is terrible, the demo is terrible because it doesn't give me an idea of what the storyline behind these characters are. And I know that some of you really like that you're not getting any sort of context for the game, but there needs to be a hook here. And thankfully, all of the other trailers that have come out for Sandland really show that there's this really awesome vehicular gameplay tied in with this really deep storytelling mechanic and a base mechanic that's something that even the demo didn't touch upon, which to me gave a really wrong impression of what the trailers have done so well in depicting. I mean, look at all these things that are happening in the trailer that's playing in the background right now. It is more exciting, admittedly, than what was happening in the demo, which was kind of a snooze fest. And so it's in this sense that I feel like if you're interested in Sandland, just play the full game, because the demo save doesn't even carry over to the full game. It's just literally like a sandbox, no pun intended, of the features and the gameplay of that game. And I have full confidence that the actual Sandland game is gonna be incredible. And I can't wait to play it on April 26th when it comes out on PlayStation platforms, Series X and S, and PC. However, the month of April is really dominated by one game, which is Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, which is coming out on April 23rd on PlayStation and Xbox platforms, Switch, and PC. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is the spiritual successor to the Suikoden series, and I've never played the Suikoden series at all. Like, I've tried them over time, and I just always kind of fell off. But 100 Heroes promises to actually live up to the spirit of that game, and early previews are actually revealing that there's so much in common with this game and the Suikoden series that it might as well be the same game. Of course, it's got better graphics, great storytelling, and great character development, and I can't wait to actually get my hands on this turn-based JRPG because so many of you have just told me how you're looking forward to this game and how you want me to play it, and I really genuinely can't wait to experience it, or anything that this developer has done, really, like genuinely like sitting down and playing it for the first time. And who knows, like maybe this will actually encourage me to play the Suikoden games afterwards, because I already have 1 and 2 and I just need to get around to really playing them. But again, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is coming out on April 23rd on practically all modern platforms. That's amazing to me. And here are the rest of the games coming out in April. Freedom Planet 2, the highly addictive sequel to the popular action platformer, is coming out on April 4th on all modern platforms, but it's already out on PC. Broken Roads, a turn-based tactical RPG set in a post-apocalyptic Australian outback with morality and character alignment that reminds me a lot of games like Disco Elysium, is coming out on April 10th on PS5, Switch, Xbox platforms, and PC. Moonglow Bay, a fishing RPG, is coming out on April 11th on PlayStation platforms and Switch. Grounded, the multiplayer survival game that has you shrinking down to the size of bugs and trying to survive their endless onslaught, is coming out on April 16th on PlayStation platforms and Switch. Final Fantasy XVI, the Rising Tide DLC, which features Leviathan and presumably the last Final Fantasy XVI expansion, is coming out on April 18th on PS5. Another Crab's Treasure, which is a Crab Souls-like game that might have some dark tones much like the other Souls games, is coming out on April 25th on Xbox platforms, Switch, and PC. Class of Heroes 1 and 2 Complete, a first-person dungeon crawler RPG that contains the original Anniversary Edition and 2G, remastered for the modern era, is coming out on April 26th on PS5, Switch, and PC. This is gonna be a mouthful, but El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron HD Remaster, which is a third-person action game from the PS2 era that's been completely remastered and optimized, is coming out on April 28th on the Switch. Sea of Thieves, the multiplayer action-adventure game that lets you pirate the high seas, is coming out on April 30th on PS5. And that, my friends, are the games coming out in April. So I don't know which game I'm actually going to be playing a lot of this month because there's actually some pretty good ones that are coming. So I want to know what you think you're going to be playing this month from all the games that came out. And if there's anything that I actually missed that you're playing that you're looking forward to, please post them in the comments below and let's talk about it. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.